why, but I got wrapped up in some crazy ass shit with someone I've never met in my life.
You've never met?
The retailers told me you can't name a mascara better than sex. You can't put a mascara in a pink tube. Now pink tube mascara is a category.
This is the most ridiculous
This is horrible.
thing I've ever
I'm telling you the
heard.
truth. Nobody knows. Nobody. Candy doesn't know this story.
I can't.
Nobody knows this story.
I can't.
Roll up to my table and you won't believe it's ridiculous. Not just serving cookies, now I'm spilling tea. It's ridiculous.
Hi, my little rebels. Welcome back to Rodiculous. Before I get started, I just wanted to once again say thank you to all of the channel members who are supporting the show. I've been having a lot of fun making extra and exclusive videos for you guys. It's also a great way for us to connect directly. If you'd like to support the show by becoming a channel member, head over to Rodiculous YouTube and click the join button. This is where I'm going to put all of my extra content, so hope to see you there. Today's guest is someone that has revolutionized the makeup industry for decades. He is the original founder of the very successful Too Faced Cosmetics brand, which sold to Estee Lauder for $1.5 billion. You guys, that is incredible. Holy smokes. Now he is back with an all-new self-funded cosmetics brand, Polite Society, which I love. He also has a strong commitment to charitable causes and most importantly has one of the cutest dogs on the planet. I am so excited for you all to meet him. Please welcome Jerrod Blandino. Woo, 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 woo. Jerrod, thank you so much for being here.
I'm so excited to be here. Finally, Ro, I'm so happy for you.
I know, this is going to be so much fun. Okay, so a lot of people know you as an entrepreneur who created this really successful makeup brand. How did you do that? So were you just making makeup and then you were like, you know what? I think I can make this better.
No, honestly, it happened by complete accident. Like I was a kid who did art growing up and would win art contests and stuff. So I was always creative and a bit rebellious. And I was also that kid where all my friends were getting jobs and I wasn't. And I was the one who was like, why can't I get a job or I'd get fired or whatever happened, you know? And I just kind of thought, I got to find my way. And I found my way into the cosmetics world on complete and total accident through a total fluke. And I got a job at an Estee Lauder counter, 100 miles round trip from my house, by the way.
And at Estee Lauder counter,
I know.
full circle.
It's my story is so full circle.
Whoa.
So I get this job. I fall into the cosmetics world and I just click. And it's art in a different way. And I get to inject self-esteem into these women and be their gay best friend for 5-10 minutes.
Love.
You know what I mean? And it just felt so natural to me. But it also felt constricting. And it also felt like there were so many rules. And as this like gay kid coming into this world, I'm like, why are y'all taking this so seriously? You know? And so I would go home and I would chop an eyeshadow up and put some glitter in it and just do all these crazy things that I would do, you know, as a kid doing art. And I started getting this like reputation. So celebrities and stylists and makeup artists would come in and be like, hey, what did you give to like, you know, Gwen Stefani? What was it? I'm like, oh, it was actually 4 different things. Then I took it home, melted it in my microwave, put some glitter in it, you know. And then one day I worked at Saks and one day security came up and said, like, what are you doing? You can't take products home that other people buy and bring them back in like little Tupperware cups, you know? And I was like, you don't understand what's going on here. Like I've got this business, kind of the side business going on.
I love it. You are a rebel.
Yes.
You know, these dumb little
we
rules.
kind of both are. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
What did they say to you? They were like,
so they told me I couldn't do it anymore, to which, you know, just tell me, no, that's never going to work. So Jeremy, my husband now, we've been together 29 years. We were like kids. He has this genius business mind. You know, like Mike is your other half who like drives the train. That's my Jeremy. And he just found a way, manufacturers, and he just discovered how this is done. And we went and created the world's first glitter eyeshadow while I worked at Saks. Yes. And I took it to a lab, and at the time we didn't know enough to know that about like exclusivity contracts and stuff. So they sold glitter eyeshadow formula to everybody. Oh, dang. And stupidly at the time I was so proud, you know. Yeah. But anyway, so it goes out to everybody. We launched Too Faced, and while it's at Nordstrom, we got it into Fred Siegel and Nordstrom. I was working at Saks. So on my lunch break, I would walk to Nordstrom, sell Too Faced, and then go back and finish my day. Yeah. And that's kind of how we started.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really wild. You're so creative. That's something that I love about you. You just can come up with so many different things. You're like inventive.
Thank you.
I remember you sent me a product that had like, what did it have? Stardust in it, moon dust in it?
Real stardust.
I
in
almost
it.
fainted.
Yeah,
I almost fainted. I go, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
You tell me about that.
So
that's wild.
I went to a museum as a kid right out of college, and I was teaching art to kids. And I had gone to this, the IMAX theater.
Love.
And there's this long, drawn out, space story, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember this one part where falling stars that hit the planet, and it happens all the time. They're harvested by indigenous people in Africa and places.
Mm-hmm.
And they would use these actual stardust minerals in medicines and things because they're one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet.
Wow.
And they had all these like regeneration qualities. So I put it into a cream. Yeah.
Love.
And I put real stardust in there.
And now I put that on my face, you guys. Like,
I don't think they sell it anymore.
Jerrod has made this possible. I actually put stardust on my face.
Yeah.
Space on my face.
Space on your face, honey.
I literally have your new makeup on my face today. I
Thank
have Polite
you.
Society. I'm wearing
Yeah.
the foundation. So if you guys are ever wondering, like, hey, Ro, what's your foundation? I'm very picky with my makeup because my skin's really sensitive. So I wear Polite Society.
Thank you.
And then my girlfriend Em makes a few like lips, and then I do a little bit. But you have really good formulas.
Thank you. And so, Ro, before we get any further,
What?
we're going to sponsor your show. Polite Society and Diamond Drug are going to sponsor this episode.
Woo! No way.
Yes.
Shut up.
We're doing it.
All right, I am honestly having so much fun hanging out with you guys and talking all things beauty, which brings us to our sponsor, Polite Society, which is Jerrod's new beauty company. I've actually been using Polite Society since it launched, and I absolutely love it. We'll go into more details about their makeup on the episode of this podcast, but I wanted to show you really quickly some of my favorites. This is the foundation that I use, but it's so much more than foundation. It's skincare meets makeup. So it is makeup, but it's also skincare. The formula is packed with good for you ingredients that help support healthy skin function. It's lightweight, yet it builds coverage with like a natural skin-like finish. It's dermatologist tested, fragrance free, and a favorite for those with sensitive and acne prone skin. There is also 30 different shades available, and you can use their shade finder quiz to find your perfect match. It's vegan, it's cruelty-free, it doesn't have parabens. And then this is their More Than a Pretty powder. It's a loose setting powder, and I absolutely love it. It's pore minimizing, talc-free, microfine loose setting powder that floats weightlessly over the skin so that you don't get that cakey feeling. I mean, you bake with it, but you don't cake. Lastly, this is their Big Mouth Lip Plumping Oil Gloss, and it goes poof. Jerrod and his partner created the lip plumping category over 25 years ago. There is no one more knowledgeable about this. It has a comfortable, non-sticky feel that I love, a little tingly sensation, and nourishing properties that come from their exclusive plumping blend of blueberry oil, infinity pepper, and ginger root oil. And all of these products and much, much more, they are available at Ulta Beauty and PoliteSociety.com. That's PoliteSociety.com. If you order online, use code Rosanna10 for 10% off your first purchase. That's code Rosanna10 for 10% off.
Cheers to that.
Oh,
All right,
wait. Clean, chin.
Bro, these just launched. They're out today. We've got 2 new colors of our Polite Pout glossy lip balms. Super hydrating. Now listen, I'm a lip balm junkie.
Me too.
I need that lip balm to saturate, heal dry, chapped, overworked lips. That is this formula in the most beautiful shimmering peach and gorgeous electric pink. It looks great on everybody.
I'm putting it on.
Put it on, honey.
I'm putting it on.
And then we got our Polite Pouts powder blush in a stick. So easy to use and wear in this gorgeous Miami electric pink and this Malibu beautiful shimmering peach. This looks so pretty on you.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh,
dot a little bit,
I'm
blend it
gonna
with
do
your finger.
Is this it?
Yes.
Is this how you
yes.
do it?
You blend it with your finger. It instantly poofs into a powder. It's weightless, blurring, gorgeous, darling.
Moves into a powder?
Yes, it looks like a cream, but it's not. It's actually powder blush in a stick. There's a moisture molecule surrounding a powder molecule. When you put it on, it feels creamy. When you touch it with your hand, it poofs into a powder. It's weightless, blurring, lasts all day.
I love this science. I'm like
There's a lot.
obsessed with it.
And this is
Because-
our Big Mouth Lip Plumper. It's, I believe, the strongest lip plumper on the market without going to a doctor. It's going to give you the
How
plumpest.
do you do it? What's the
juicy-
science?
Have you tried this?
No, let me
Honey,
try
it's-
it. Let me
it-
try it. Let me try
it's
it.
intense.
Let me try it.
Oh, you feel it.
I took all the filler out of my lip
You're going to love this.
because this gal went nuts on me. And it looked crazy. And
Listen.
I'm going to admit right here, right now,
Let's
for
admit.
everybody listening and
No
the few
shame.
of you watching,
No shame.
go back a year and look at my lips. They look crazy. Because I went to this gal to get my lips done, and this is kind of shady. Can I tell you some tea?
Give it to me.
I went with, I'm going to do air quotes, a friend who I no longer hang out with. Because she told our mutual friends that she brought me there because she wanted to give me an ugly lip.
Sabotage.
Sabotage. She brought me to this place and
Rogue, give me your address.
She said, I want you to overfill your lips because you're going to look so pretty and all this. And then she went to our friends and said, haha, I tricked
Who is this
Ro
bitch?
into doing this.
Who is this bitch?
And she looks terrible now. Screw her. So we don't hang out anymore.
Candy, we're going to go hunt this bitch down.
Yeah. So I got it dissolved.
You're Italian. We take
Yeah.
care of this shit in a
I
different
couldn't
way.
believe that.
Well, you look gorgeous. This is Big Mouth.
Ooh, big mouth.
Super powerful. I pulled every lip plumping technology there is. B for
Ooh.
blueberry oil, I for infinity pepper, G for ginger root.
Jerrod is the person to trust when it comes to lip plumping products
Mm-hmm.
because he has been making these for years. What, decade? I mean, where are we at now?
It's been a couple decades, and I put kind of efficacious lip plumpers on the map. And when does the world need another basic lip plumper? When it came time to developing Polite Society and Big Mouth, I knew I had to take it to the next level. And this is next level lip plumping technology. It's also super hydrating, super efficacious. It's immediate and long-term with continued use. You get the juiciest, plumpest pout of your life.
Plump them up, no fillers.
You feel it though. It ain't for like the lip plumping babies. Like if you don't want to tingle, you're not gonna
It
like
does
this.
tingle.
It gives you a
I
tingle.
will tell you, it tingles,
Woo!
but I kind of like it.
I do too. You kind of get addicted to it.
It kind of feels like I've had a spicy margarita.
Yeah,
with a
exactly.
little tahini on the rim.
Yes.
That's
and
what
then
it
you
feels
get
like.
juicy, plump, kissable, hydrated lips.
I love that. Explain to a baker,
Yes.
a makeup guru.
Yes.
Please explain to a baker what this means because I thought it just meant it hydrates and
Like plumping through moisture.
it would get like more plumpy through moisture.
Yes.
But I will say that like whenever I've used them, they actually get bigger.
Yes, because Big Mouth isn't just plumping through moisture, which is like very basic. It's actually very progressive, cutting edge lip plumping technology within the clean science industry realm. So it's completely and totally clean, non-toxic.
Yeah.
But it dilates blood vessels, so blood fills your lips fill with blood and oxygen.
Oh
They
my
get plumper
gosh.
and bigger. There's other technologies in there with the ginger root and blueberry that pull different triggers and do different things to actually increase the volume of your lip immediately and over time.
Love.
So you get a beautiful pillowy effect that they kind of like protrude out. You get a
Yeah.
kind of a hardening and a darkening around the lip line, like a natural lip line. And it really is an alternative to those very painful, very expensive injections out of doctor's office.
They're very painful, let me say.
Yeah, they are.
And they're very expensive.
Yes.
Let me also say that.
And they don't always wear down evenly, so you can get a lopsided lip.
And the science changes over time. Like I remember the filler that I got years ago, they said would metabolize very quickly, and it didn't.
no.
I waited 3 years, and
yeah.
it never went away. And so I had to go in and get it dissolved, and it was so painful.
And
The
dissolving filler is
process
dangerous
was-
too.
it
Because
was-
do you know it also
oh.
kills your natural collagen?
Hyaluronic acid they had to put in there to dissolve it, and
It's painful.
she said I had a really high pain tolerance.
Yeah.
And I think it comes from gymnastics, those training days. But I was silently,
Yeah.
I was just crying.
Yeah, and it's not good for you.
Because it hurt so bad to dissolve
Yeah,
it. And
you
it
don't
was
need
awful.
that. Here's your Big Mouth. You're done.
Yeah. I'm never doing that again. And screw you to that friend who brought me
Oh,
to
yeah.
that person.
Listen, you better run because we're going to come after this.
So
I can't believe you did that to my little Ro.
oh my gosh, you guys, how fun is this? We are literally going to take a quick break to talk about one of the sponsors of today's episode. I don't know if this has ever been done in the podcasting world before, but today's sponsor is one of my guests' products. We'll talk about it a lot in the episode because I love this product, but I hope you take the time to check out Diamond Drunk. Diamond Drunk is a revolutionary, refillable, non-toxic fine jewelry cleaner. It's the world's first formula that is cruelty-free, vegan, skin-safe, and made without harsh chemicals like ammonia. Let me show you what it is and how it works. This is the container, and it's so neat. This is what it comes with. And then this is detachable, so you can pull this out. And I just put some little earrings in there that I wanted to clean and a ring. So you put your jewelry in here. I love that it has a little catch tray, so it's easy to pick up, boop, boop, just like that. And then you're gonna pour in all the concentrate. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Once you pour in the concentrate, there is a fill line right here, and you're gonna fill the rest up with water. Perfect. Okay, look at how cute this is. Then you can just put this little lid on. Even comes with a really nice glass coaster to sit on. How gorgeous is that? And then you can literally let it sit here for like a couple hours or overnight. And then boom, you have sparkly, clean jewelry. Kill all that bacteria and grime. And it's so cute. It comes in different colors. It comes in pink, white, there's a black, and then this beautiful blue. It's like a periwinkle blue. It's so pretty. Once you've cleaned your jewelry, this solution, don't throw it out. Don't make the mistakes I did. I was doing a fresh one every time. You can use this for 3 months. And then after then, you can just order the concentrate refill because you've got everything else. When you order one, you get a 2-month supply of Diamond Detox Cleaning Concentrate. Diamond Drunk is available at Nordstrom and DiamondDrunk.com. Start experiencing the transformative power of Diamond Drunk and embrace a new standard of jewelry care. Go to DiamondDrunk.com and use the code Rosanna10 to get 10% off your first order. Again, that is diamonddrunk.com and use the code Rosanna10 to get 10% off. Your jewelry will thank you. I'm going to dive into polite society in a second, but I just have a few questions I've been wanting to know. And I realized when we go to dinner and stuff, I've never actually asked you this.
Okay.
And if you've been asked this in an interview before, I am so sorry. I don't know. So
Okay.
how did you come up with the name Two-Faced? Is it because of like your naked face and then your painted face?
Two-faced was a term that we coined working behind the beauty counter at Saks for these women who were incredibly difficult to please. Like, God forbid you were out of their frosted apricot lipstick. Like, they'd turn on you, right? And I'd be like, careful, this one's two-faced. Like, she's all about her face. Like, she's too focused on her face. But those were my favorite clients because they were just so dedicated to their look. So two-faced was a term for those beauty-obsessed people who nobody wanted to deal with, but I loved and adored.
I love it.
Yeah. That's why it's spelled T-O-O.
They were like, where is my shade?
Oh, honestly, like, some of these women were so difficult, but I was so impressed by the dedication they put into their look and how serious they took it. You know, sometimes I'd have to calm them down, right? And find something else, but I just...
They'd be like, here, have a drink of this.
Kinda like...
It's coming in next week, okay?
It's gonna be fine.
Chill out.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. But, you know, I understand it because a lot of times the way you look in the mirror is directly connected to how you feel about yourself inside. And so if you don't feel good about yourself outside, you don't feel about that, you know, you don't feel good about yourself inside. For some people, it does really matter a lot. So I understood them.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could ask me that at any point. We're friends. We've been to 1,000 dinners.
I cannot believe I never asked you that. I also love the Two-Faced packaging. Like, we did, you know, a really fun video where we made gingerbread cookies, and there was the gingerbread palette, which I absolutely love. But Two-Faced branding and the packaging, it's pretty iconic. And I also love the polite society. Like, how are you this creative? Where does it come from? Have you always been this creative since you were little?
I have. Like, I feel like I live in a world, I don't feel the most myself in the real world because there's so much negativity and hate and drama and just, it's difficult. So I think as a kid, I learned to kind of create my own world in my head. And Ralph Lauren did this too. He created a world in his head that he then made a reality. And I feel like I did that as well. And I feel like you've done that too, to a point. We create a world that we really want to live in, and we believe in it so much that it becomes our reality. And through that creation and collaboration, I create really efficacious, amazing products and beautiful packaging. When I did Too Faced, it was a very kind of French kind of cupcake aesthetic. It doesn't really look like that anymore since I've left. It's evolving as it should because it's in the hands of other people now. But like Polite Society, it is still the same aesthetic. It's my color palette, which are like the marshmallowy pastels. I love Easter, juxtaposed with hits of like neon pink and color. It's a much more modern aesthetic. But even with the foundation, the egg that you love so much, the More Than a Pretty Face, comes in this egg package because not only does it feel great in the hand, but eggs are a symbol of new life and new beginnings. And so if you see on the brand, like if you see even in our mascara, if you look at the side, it's not an oval, it's kind of an egg shape, but it also won't roll off your table, feels good in your hand. So there's a lot of things that go into it. So at Polite Society, especially, like we are formula first, always formula first, but I want to inspire you and excite you to make sure you are taking the time to put those things on your face. So the packaging is that. It's kind of like dressing up the house, right? In order to have a house be a home, you need love. That's the formula. But we also want it to be fabulous and we want to feel comfortable there. So, it's a really important part of the way it looks and the way it performs is my happy place.
I like all the good stuff in here that you do, the vegan,
of course.
All the like a checklist of everything that I would want in my makeup and things I don't want in my makeup, you do.
Yeah.
And that's really important too, because when my sister was pregnant, like they would say like, oh, you can't wear parabens. We had no idea that makeup had parabens in them. I didn't even know what a paraben was. I was like,
I know,
what's a
me
paraben?
either. Me
What's
either.
a paraben? I never heard of her. Who's that?
Who's this bitch?
Who's
Wait,
this bitch?
what's she doing?
Yeah, but why can't I wear her on my face? What's happening? And I just really appreciate that because there's a lot of brands that don't do stuff like that.
It's such a good point. When I had built Too Faced, I didn't build it clean. I didn't know enough at the time. And if I were going to even try to start to do that, I would have had to have dismantled and burnt the whole thing down. So when I decided to do Polite Society, I thought, I'm going to start from this place. I'm going to make sure I create high performance, super efficacious, artistry quality products that are not toxic, that do not have the parabens, sulfates, alcohol, ammonia, all of the bad stuff that's actually in a lot of our beauty products.
Yeah.
And we're going to make it, my aesthetic is not clean beauty. Clean beauty tends to be sheer and kind of a natural look, which is fine and lovely. But I like a full beat. I like sex, glamour.
I like glam.
Me too. And there just wasn't anything within the clean category that fit that bill. So Polite Society really is breaking down the rules and rewriting the rules of clean beauty.
I love it.
To go toe to toe with any artistry, dirty brand or whatever you call it. I'm like, we're a clean brand that acts dirty. You know what I mean?
I love what you're saying. Again, I feel like it's rebellious. It's like breaking the mold.
Yeah.
It's like forging a new path. And I feel the same exact way when I was looking for makeups that my sister could wear when she was pregnant that were like paraben free and all this stuff. They were really light.
Sheer or a lot of clean beauty would overpromise and not deliver.
Yeah.
Our mascara, like I know about a lot, but I'm an expert in a few things on lip plumper and mascara, two of them. And when I created our Gloat Greatest Lashes of All Time mascara, my bar was, it has to be super voluminous, lengthening, lifting, like all the things that you can't do in clean beauty. So I had to look into other industries and even in the medical industry to find out how we could do this. How can we get it to perform without just using the basic rules of clean beauty and pushing clean science forward? And we've been able to do that. And so at Polite Society, thank you so much because you said this. We get a lot of recognition for our formulas and how efficacious they are. So for me, I want to create something that gives you immediate results, right? Polite Society, you put it on, you put the foundation on, More Than a Pretty Face, you're going to immediately look amazing. But your tomorrow self is going to thank you because there are so many great actives and skincare ingredients in it that your tomorrow self is going to thank you because your skin's actually going to be better for wearing it than not.
It's so smart. It's so French. Like, when they have makeups that are also skincare.
Yeah. And why shouldn't it be?
They combine that. They do that all the time in France. And I think you're so smart to do it now. And I'm just like, that is genius.
And you were saying like your skin feels so much better because of More Than a Pretty Face. I actually reverse engineered 3 or 4 of my favorite serums that I've been relying on and using every single day for the last decade. And More Than a Pretty Face is those skincare serum actives created into a full coverage foundation that's weightless. It floats on top of the skin. It will never accentuate texture. It blurs. It's great. So actually, you can even sleep in it. And the longer you wear it, the less you need. It's like an oxymoron.
I love this. Hi, everyone. This is just going to be me from now on.
Yeah, but why shouldn't it be, Ro? Because if you're going to spend not only your hard-earned money on it, but you're going to put something on your skin and bring it into and integrate it into your life, it should be doing something far beyond even what you expect. Because me as a developer and as a founder, it's my job to not only excite and delight you, but to exceed your expectations. And that's the challenge.
I love that you push boundaries because we were even talking one time about how, like, even with names and things, when you wanted to name things like the mascara, you wanted to name it the Better Than Sex mascara and things. A lot of people were saying no.
They told me no. The retailers told me you can't name a mascara Better Than Sex. You can't put a mascara in a pink tube. Now pink tube mascara is a category. When I created the peach palette, I was told no one's going to want anything that smells. No one's going to want that. We don't want to buy it. And, it started, the peach palette was iconic. It was like one of the biggest selling palettes of all time. And when I had developed it, it was 9 colors. When I brought it into the board, our conference room with 20 of my employees, and I was presenting it to the sales team, they were all looking at each other like, I don't, nobody believed in it. And I was like, oh, okay. So it went from 9 colors to 18 colors. I made it twice as big. And I'm like, you don't always have to get the idea or believe in the idea, but you have to believe in me.
Right.
And as a founder and as a creative and as an artist, like that's what I need from my team. And together we will go change the world through these efficacious, amazing products that, for polite society, the whole purpose is I want to create something that will bring us all back together. And through the shared love of kick-ass beauty products that deliver on their promises, we're going to bring us all together. So we look for the best in one another, not the worst. And we start celebrating each other for who we are and not what we think we are, because the world's been a little dark and heavy for the last couple of years.
I know. I need a drink or two.
I'm over it. Should we have some champagne now that you said it?
Okay.
Should we pop a bottle?
Now, Jerrod is an expert. He did actually saber champagne
you taught me.
at our house. Yeah, you did so good. So this one is going to be a safer, hopefully.
We're not going to saber it. We're going to just pop it.
Okay, have you used a rabbit before?
Not
the sex toy.
Wait, I thought a rabbit was a...
Right? That's what I thought. So my sister, she was like, I got you a rabbit. And I was like, Molly, that's inappropriate.
That's a little close.
Inappropriate.
That's a little close, Molly. That's a little close.
That's inappropriate. I was like, a bottle of champagne and a rabbit? I mean, what?
That sounds like a good night, though. That sounds like a good night.
Apparently this is called a rabbit, but this is a
teach
champagne opener, and it catches it. So it's for people who are like scared of opening champagne bottles.
I am.
Yes.
Champagne is the gay man's beer, after all. It's my favorite drink, but I don't like to open it.
Did you say champagne?
It's the gay man's beer. Yes, it is. But I'm afraid to open it.
I love you.
And Jeremy always has to open it. So you're saying there's something that will change.
Yes, this is going to change you.
I'm going to be drinking in the dark now.
You ready? I'm going to let you do this.
Oh.
Okay, so you just put this on and you twist it on, and it's gonna catch it right here, and you gotta hold it down. Okay, ready? You got it.
Twist it?
Yeah, push it down and twist, and then twist, twist, twist.
Just kidding! I'm so sorry, Jerrod!
No, it didn't get me.
Did it?
No, it didn't.
Molly, can you throw us some towels?
I am keeping this.
Thank you.
I keep corks.
Oh, you
to
do?
remember good fun times.
Well, now
I'll
remember
never
this.
forget this.
This is a disaster here that just happened.
Wait.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like you and I and alcohol have just like a running thing. At Disneyland, when we go to Disneyland, we go to this bar, the Star Wars bar.
Yeah, the cantina.
And my Ro and I, we get our fuzzy tauntauns and we just have ourselves a good time.
Okay, cheers. Woo! Okay, so
cheers, squares.
The first time we met through a mutual friend of ours, Candy.
Candy Johnson, who we love and adore.
Literally called me up late at night, and she goes, "Hey, can you come to Mexico tomorrow?"
Oh, wait, we met in Mexico?
Yes. And I go, "What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Well, I'm like the face of this new like makeup thing. Yep. It's gonna be so fun. It's called Tutti Frutti and whatever." And I go, "Well, I've never been on a beauty trip before. I really don't know how they are."
It was a beauty trip with Too Faced.
I've seen all these like influencers go and stuff, but I've never been on one.
Yeah.
And I go, "Well, is it gonna be fun?" And then she goes, well, with you and me, it's going to be fun. And I go, okay, girl.
And a little
I'm
JB
down.
and a little JB mixed in.
And she goes, it's going to be great. I promise. Like, we're going to have a blast. And I go, but I'm not a beauty person. I'm a baker. And she goes, you have all female audience. You love makeup. You love glam.
Yes, I remember
you
this.
know, you always wear
We turned you
makeup.
into a beauty person.
And I loved it.
You are a beauty
I
person.
showed up. I didn't know anyone.
Bro, that's where we met. We took over
Yes.
this hotel in Mexico.
It
And
was
I want you to know, I never
wild.
went on those brand trips. I actually didn't do them. Because I was always
Really?
like, it's too much for me. Like to be around that many people
It
for
is,
that
yeah.
period of time. But I had so much fun that trip.
so fun.
That's when we fell in love?
That's when we fell in love, everyone.
Oh.
We went on this trip and I was drinking. I was having a great time. I literally, they had champagne before we got on the plane. They had a drink on the plane. They had
Private plane.
tequila when we landed.
That was
I
fun.
partaked in everything.
Wait, we bonded very quickly then.
We had so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
And Jerrod, this is so funny. I didn't know who you were.
Ouch. Wait.
No,
Ow.
but don't be offended because
Ow.
I don't know anything outside of my dumb little baking bubble.
It's not dumb.
I came outside and then Candy reminded me because I was like, what's going on? I'm having so much fun. And I was like, you guys are amazing and so much fun. And so like, even when we were hanging out, you were so creative.
Oh,
It was
thanks.
just, I had a blast. We did those cooking, there was cooking
Yeah,
class, there was
yeah.
a bartending class.
That was so fun.
I was laughing for 4 days straight.
Yeah. Our jaws hurt because we were laughing and smiling so much.
I was like, Candy, I love you, and why haven't you introduced us sooner? I'm kind of mad.
I know.
because
What, she was trying to keep us apart, Ro.
This is terrible. Just kidding. We love
No,
you, Candy.
we love you, Candy.
Candy's like one of the best people in the whole world.
and one of my favorite people in my
God,
life.
this
She's
angel.
a gift. A gift.
She is.
Pause. Can we all Google Candy Johnson for a minute?
Yeah.
One of the hottest fucking people on the planet. She doesn't know she's hot
gorgeous.
though. She's nice, hotter. She's more
Everyone.
beautiful on the inside, if you can believe it.
is.
So
What
Ro,
is
tell me,
it?
nobody ever eats the
Yeah,
goodies
put
that
out
she
all
makes?
these crepes and everything.
I'm
Nobody
eating.
eats them.
Delicious.
Okay, you're just hitting the spot right now.
Ro, I don't know how you do it.
God, I'm
I
so
don't know how you do
happy
it.
I went on that trip.
I'm so happy you
Because-
went on that trip.
I usually don't do stuff like that. I'm a homebody. I like to go out and party with friends, but I usually don't just like jump on and go to a big event, especially when I don't know anyone. Like the only person I knew was Candy.
Yep.
And she just wanted me to be there to support her. And I'm like, how do you say no to that? She's an angel. Like, how
true.
do you? She was like, you're going to be fun. I want you there with me. It'll
But
mean a lot.
everybody loved you.
I had
everybody
so
loved you.
much fun.
Let's do that again.
Yeah, I was nervous
Let's
that I
get
wouldn't
our
make
guys.
friends.
Let's get our guys to take us to Mexico.
So you were telling me the new company, Play Society, is self-funded. So what are the pros to that? Because I know the cons of like I know pros and cons when you're working with someone else. Because there's financially you get that support, but there's a lot of other voices in the room. So what's it like
Let me tell
being
you.
self-funded?
So we created Two Face self-funded from the beginning. We sold a couple times through the process, but being self-funded gives you complete control over everything you do. And I wouldn't do it any other way. In fact, we're also betting on ourselves as well, right?
Yeah.
We don't have anyone to rely on. We're not, it's our money, our lives, our passion,
Right.
our dream. And, when we had sold Two Face to Estee Lauder, I was so excited, Ro.
Yeah.
You knew back then. I thought,
That's a first circle moment. You're
it was a
literally
full circle moment. I thought it was going to be I thought we were going to get wings, not weights. And it ended up ultimately
Right.
becoming one of the most difficult things I ever went through. It was soul sucking at times and incredibly negative at times. And I just, it stripped me of all kind of the joy and the kind of the process, the magic that we had built from the beginning. Just because in a corporate environment, it really doesn't generally benefit artists or that rebellious nature that built something. And
the creative nature, it usually hinders it.
yeah, so when we decide, ultimately, I never thought I'd do anything other than Two Faced. I thought that was going to be my life forever. Even when Estee Lauder bought it, I really envisioned myself as being there forever.
Yeah.
But through the process of it and having, some very difficult experiences, through and feeling controlled and stifled and silenced, it lit a fire under my ass.
Yes.
So I was like, wait, that's not how we built this. That's not how we do this, you know?
Yeah.
And so it lit a fire under my ass. So it made me dream again of creating something, the rebellious, wonderful, magical dream state world that will change the world for people like me and the people that I love. And it's a gift because it made polite society happen. And we wouldn't do it any other way other than self-funded because we need to be in complete control. So everything that we want to create and envision gets out to the customer in its purest form. So we can not only enrich the lives of those people, but change culture through our brand, which is polite as fuck, powerful positivity that will stand up against and even dominate negativity. You know,
Love.
darkness is powerless against the light. That's ultimately what it's about. And that's why we're self-funded.
I love it. I almost started crying. I was
Yeah.
starting to get teary-eyed.
Jeremy would tell you it's about money in the end or whatever.
Yeah.
but it's not what drives me at all. I've been so blessed. We've achieved more than I ever dreamt of doing in my entire life. I don't regret a thing. But money is not what drives me. What drives me is affecting people in the planet and culture to hopefully spread God's light through what I do, reflect God's light through what I do to help in the smallest little way make this world a better place.
You are a creator. Like you're just creative. You're a creator. I could never see you not being creative, like artsy and creating something.
I agree.
And I remember when you were saying that, like when you sold Two-Faced, I was like, well, wait, but you're so creative. Like, what's
going to happen now?
What's going to happen now? Like, because all of that energy, all of it has to go somewhere.
You know,
you're someone where it just needs to come out.
I didn't sell Two-Faced. How do I?
Oh yeah, sorry, did I say this wrong?
No, it's true. No, it happened. I will just say though, within the way it happened,
Yeah.
Jeremy and I didn't do it. We had other partners that we had brought on, private equity partners.
Right.
I got a call on a Sunday night that we're selling. So, Ro, I'm going to tell you the truth. We're friends. So
Yeah.
about 2 years before we had met with Estee Lauder, I'd had a weird experience in a room where an executive yelled at somebody on my team. And I stood up and said, ain't nowhere, ain't no how. I'm going to allow that. I don't care who you are or what you're about.
Yeah,
you do not
it's
scream
wild.
at anybody. I got up, left, and it was over. 2 years later, I got a call from our private equity partners because Jeremy's a business genius. They actually studied Jeremy,
Love.
in cosmetics because he'd sold Two-Faced 4 times. And he's just a business genius in the way he did it. But we got a call and they said, we're selling to Estee Lauder just on a Sunday.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they had made a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that deal was contingent on us going with the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And because at the time, I wanted to do what was best, that I thought was best for the brand and for my employees and all the people, the hundreds and hundreds of people who worked for me that deserved this windfall, we went along with it. And I was expecting something other than it was. And there were a lot of great things to take from it. The Lauder family is absolutely incredible. Leonard Lauder is one of the most amazing, wonderful, smart people I've ever met in my life, and I cherish him.
Yeah.
But the executives within the organization, a lot of them were not that. And so I never saw that ending happening. That wasn't the plan. I don't regret a thing. Like Bobby Brown helped me, and she said it the best. Like, we are so blessed for what happened, regardless if it was the plan or not. Just don't look back, keep moving forward. So I'm not complaining at all. I'm so grateful for how it ended up. It just wasn't our plan.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm not the creative force behind Two-Faced now is kind of painful and weird for me, but I have to love it. Almost like my kid grew up, got married, and moved away. I have to nurture my new baby and do what I would do for the new baby, with love for my last child that I don't see anymore.
I think that's a really beautiful way to put it, because I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm friends with a lot of them. One of them was the CEO and one of the original creators of Blizzard Entertainment, who created like World of Warcraft and all these games. And, they sold to Activision. And working with Activision, I think they experienced on that level, you experience things that I would say maybe general public doesn't understand, but there's always a tension of conflicting, but I will just say that my other entrepreneur friend just has love of the game, passion
Yeah.
for making the games,
Yeah.
is such a creative, was so into that part, and was kind of stifled by the other things. And I do see that happening, and it doesn't always happen, but it does happen. And when it does, it always makes me a little sad, because I feel like it could have gone such a different
It's
way.
just
But
disappointing.
you never know which way it's gonna go. And
Well, I never knew there.
Yeah.
I just was naive. And you talk about our rebellious nature.
Yeah.
I wasn't behaving. So when within
Mhm.
my ecosystem and within what I built, I always wanted to create the most efficacious, amazing products that I could ever dream up.
Yeah.
And through the process of corporations, sometimes that was edited, diluted, or wanting me to be silenced or to stay in my corner and just behave and let them do it. And I was like, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How are you supposed to innovate?
That's
if
not how
if
this
you can't
works.
Go out of a box.
Well, and so I wasn't behaving.
Yeah.
And I was rebelling, and I was trying to keep the heartbeat alive in the way that I thought it needed to be kept alive. And I was doing things in the way I thought they needed to be done. And it just didn't work out. And it got very, very difficult for Jeremy and I, really difficult.
I'm like really
Yeah.
inspired by you guys, and I'm glad that you are creating your own brand like that. Or like, I'm really inspired by you guys, and I think that this is the right thing to do. And I kind of learned the hard way in a smaller way than you guys did, but
Yeah.
I partnered with Wilton, this baking company that had been
Uh-huh.
around for 90
Yeah,
years.
of course.
We made a baking line together. I invested years of my life, 3 years, developing these pans, like the Princess Cake Pan, and things that has never existed before.
Wow.
They had never hit the market before. I worked with the kitchen testing labs and the manufacturers, and we went. It was years process to make these items.
Yeah.
I put my heart and soul into
Your
it.
experience.
Yeah, and I had to fight every step of the way, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like,
Yeah.
even when I wanted to make these 3D, we had to call them swirl molds because they would not call them poop molds.
Oh no. Okay.
Again,
that is
they-
so
They were
corporate.
so corporate.
Like,
They won't let better than
Get
Sex
the
Mascara.
joke. Yes.
They won't do
I
the
know.
poop molds. They
Oh.
wouldn't let me do it. And literally the CEO said, no, 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 absolutely not. And I said, well, here's the thing, is that emojis are becoming so popular
Yes.
right now.
It's a part of pop culture.
And I said, for the next year and a half, the poop emoji is the #1 emoji. You need to make a poop emoji mold.
Yes.
No 3D mold exists of it online. You can only get a 2D. We need a 3D mold. Imagine all of the things that bakers could make
Of
and people
course.
could make.
And at the time,
crafts.
it was so important within the cultural movement of
Yeah.
of social media and icons. And
And I know it
Yeah.
sounds silly and stupid.
it is silly, but it's also important.
Literally, the CEO said no to his grave. He would not approve
Ugh,
it.
I
And the
understand
only
that.
reason it got made is because they got a new CEO. Her daughter was a fan. And she goes, fine, screw it. Just, you can have your poop mold,
Oh.
but
It's called
you
swirl.
have to call it a swirl mold.
That's a
So we
compromise.
did. And then you know what? Second most sold
There you go.
silicone mold
There
on
you go.
Amazon ever.
There you go. You want to know why? Because those corporate suits cannot do what we do as artists.
No.
Now, I'm not saying they don't have their place and they don't deserve to be respected. In their own way, they climbed that ladder and they got there. But sometimes there is this,
Stifling.
it's
Of the
almost there's a
creativity.
competition
Yeah.
or there's a threat that they feel when within the artist kind of level of that corporation. And sometimes they just get a kick out of telling you no, or sometimes they just don't get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
It was
It's
frustrating.
difficult. It's frustrating. That's a good
Because
word.
I had to fight for every single product that hit the shelves. And the
Well,
ones that performed the best are the ones that they hated the most.
Of course, or they tell you no.
Yes.
Jeremy's a business genius. I had creative control while I was there. And so I just started saying, well, canceling projects. If I can't make it the best I can make it, if I can't do it in the way I want to do it, we're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And it got into this just very weird place of I'm trying to keep my integrity for me and my customers and my fans. But it just wasn't working within the corporate culture.
It gets really complicated.
It got so complicated
And people don't
ugly.
understand that. And I'm glad that we talked about it a little bit because maybe they'll understand that as brands grow
Yeah.
and they get bigger and bigger, it's a fight. Like it's a battle to.
If I could say something to the corporate world, I would say if you buy another company that you think is so amazing and has a heartbeat and has soul and has a reason. Protect it. Don't let your robots of corporate culture go in and homogenize it into one thing. Protect that thing, because there is a place for corporations to buy little brands and make them huge. And there's a place for that. And some people do a great job at it.
Yeah.
There are some corporations that are amazing at it. And there are some that aren't. And you just, it's so important.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Even Mike probably agrees with StarCraft. Mike loves this game StarCraft, but ever since it got bought by Activision, they're never going to see a new installment of StarCraft.
Ugh.
They bought it and then it's kind of like living off the residual.
Do you know that sometimes
They
corporations
won't-
buy companies to close them because they get more money writing them off by closing them?
No way.
Yes, it's a thing. Who knew?
Okay, I need to take another
That's a
business
thing.
class
I
because I
know.
hate that.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. What's the next big thing in makeup that you're excited about?
So the next big thing in makeup is going to be very active, powerful products that give immediate results with long-term benefits. So where beauty, cosmetics, color used to just be something that you put on and wash off, and we didn't have a lot of expectations for them. I feel like we're with the expectations you have of efficacious skincare, you're gonna start seeing that woven into color. So if an eyeshadow is going to be on your skin, it should do something. It should tighten and lift. Do you know what I'm saying? So products
I
are
love it.
going to be smart products, smart color.
I love what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I just coined that. Jeremy, trademark
Write
that.
that
Smart
down.
color.
Okay, this is history. Okay, so that's Jerrod's. Anybody who takes that,
This is proof,
this
bro.
is proof right here. That is yours, 100%. That's TM. Don't touch it.
That's TM, honey.
TM. That's Jerrod's. So I know a lot about the foodies in the food world.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to learn more about the rest of the world because I have been cooped up in this kitchen for
Listen,
14 years.
I'm going to break, Candy and I are going to break you out.
Please
Give
do.
Mike a little Benadryl.
Don't worry, he loves sleeping. He's probably asleep right now. And
What company do we work with? No traceable license
Yes.
plate. And we're going to pick you up. We're going
Perfect.
to take you to Mexico.
Take me.
And we're just going to get it done.
I want
We're just
to
gonna get dinner.
experience the world because I don't know what happened, but being an entrepreneur in this kitchen, so many blessings, I don't regret anything.
Yeah.
But I stayed in this kitchen for 14 years in this little bubble.
I
And
get
I'm
it.
like, what's going on in the world? I don't know. I
right?
haven't been out.
Well, honey, how do you think I feel? If it doesn't have glitter or lip gloss on it, I don't know what it is.
What is this?
We need to get out. We need a reality show.
Yes.
It takes people like us who are in little bubbles
Yes.
and put us out in the world.
I want to see things. It's like the
Hey.
simple life, but like make it complicated.
I don't even like-
I want to know.
I'm like, I want eggnog that isn't made of cow's milk. Is that a thing? I don't know. I don't even know where to go.
What is something that most people don't know about the makeup world?
Oh, something that most people don't know about the makeup world.
What's something?
I would say how small it is. Although it's gotten a lot more crowded since
Mm-hmm.
my Too Faced days. It's
Yeah.
a very small community of people.
Really?
Yes.
Do you
And-
guys all know each other?
We either know each other or know of each other. And I think it's very important we support one another and that we're fans of one another.
I like that.
When I was coming up at Too Faced, it was very competitive. I'd go to events where people would just like turn their backs down and even want to say hi to you.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very kind of competitive. But I also think the retailers might have been part of that.
kind of that
Kind of you're in competition with each other.
creating that tension.
Maybe, you're number one, you're number five, that one,
Yeah.
But I just think it's so important that we lift one another up, celebrate one another. Don't copy each other. We can be inspired by each other. But
Mhm.
stay in your lane. It's so important that you put your perspective of beauty out. That's what makes you unique and special. You don't need to do what she's doing or what he's doing. Do your thing
Mhm.
and then lift each other up and celebrate one another.
I love that.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, because foodies are kind of boring. I'm going to be honest. The foodies are boring. There's not a lot of drama in the food community because, like, bakers are literally the sweetest people. I say they're so sweet, they'll give you a toothache. Like, they are so cute and sweet and they're the people that love to eat. They
You're
love
so
to drink. They
lucky.
love to hang out.
You're so lucky.
There's just not a lot of drama.
Within the beauty space, about 5-6 years ago, we were
Mhm.
like the world wrestling of entertainment.
You guys were everywhere. Every headline was like, this
Oh, it
beauty
was such
influencer,
bullshit.
this beauty
You know,
influencer. I was like,
I'm nice.
put these guys in a ring. What's going
Honey,
on
I don't know
here?
why, but I got wrapped up in some crazy ass shit with
It's
someone
wild.
I've never met in my life.
You've never met?
I've never met the guy who came after me.
How does
in my
drama
life.
start with somebody you've never met?
Because I was very good
That's so
friends
weird.
with a beauty founder who was friends with this person. And I think
Like a
they got in
mutual-
a thing and then
right.
I really don't know. And in fact,
Right.
I only send love and positivity to this person, but I got
That's
wrapped up in
sweet.
something. I've never met him, never seen him, never been in the same zip code with him that I know of.
Yeah.
And got wrapped up into this crazy shit. But it was the time. I think it was like, people wanted to see insane craziness and negativity. I don't think
Yeah.
that's what's happening anymore. And you see within the TikTok world, it's a lot more positive, educational, uplifting, fun,
Yeah. I feel you.
unpolished, more real.
I also feel like if anyone got to know you, like if anyone hung out with you and got to know you, I don't think there'd be drama.
Well, that's it. Well, and then
Like,
it's
that's
so
the
funny you say
thing.
that because as I came up, we were one of the first 3 trend setting cosmetic companies that
Yeah.
there were our category didn't exist. It was Hard Candy, Urban Decay, and Too Faced.
Is this embarrassing? I don't know who Hard Candy is. Is that bad of me to say? I don't know who she is. I've never heard of
First
it.
of all, she's not
I've
a she.
never- oh, okay.
Hard Candy.
Oh my
no,
God.
no.
Oh my God.
Hard
I'm gonna get
Candy.
canceled. I'm gonna get canceled right now. and
No,
I'm so
no.
sorry,
Hard
but
Candy was
I've
a
never-
brand. Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Never
Like
heard
in the
of it.
late '90s, and
Okay.
they created blue nail polish, and they had little rings on top of their nail polish. It was extraordinary, guys. It was really groundbreaking. I have to tell you.
This
And,
is not shade. I just don't know.
Dina Mohajer was this extraordinary just girl, I think from the Valley, who came up with this
No
idea.
way, from the Valley?
Yes, and
Go ahead,
changed the
girl.
beauty industry. Dina, props.
Love it.
And there was a brand called Tony and Tina.
Tony and Tina.
They were so funny. They were a cute
I
little
love
couple.
this.
And then there was Urban Decay and then Too Faced. And we were it. And we created
Yeah.
together unknowingly this whole new world of kind of trend-setting cosmetics. And the people who are thriving and killing it today really were kind of allowed to kind of be ushered into this world because of the companies that came before, and they were not having us. Like, we were not invited to the parties. We were not being given awards.
No.
Oh no, we were not respected. And until we sold for $1.5 billion, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I wasn't invited to these award shows. I wasn't asked to be part of these panels. And
That makes me really sad.
well, they weren't paying attention to us and competing with each other. We kind of ran the race of our own race, took over the world and made it happen. And it was kind of a gift in the end. But I'm not one of those founders or one of those beauty executives who are really integrated into the system. I'm not a part of panels. I really don't do the whole circuit.
Yeah.
I stay kind of, like you said, in my bubble, and I do what I love to do with the people I love to do it with and for. And I just live my life that way,
Yeah, I like that. I'm just sad that anyone that wouldn't want to be inclusive. I think it's just such a human thing. I'm entrepreneurial and I'm creative, but at the end of the day, this is something so human of me. I love people, and I'm always hoping that when I work on a project, no matter what project it is, I'm always hoping that I'll make a new friend.
Oh,
And I know that
that's so
sounds
you.
kind of like
That's so
kindergarten.
you, and I love it.
It's
And
just
that's
like,
great.
I'm always hoping that that's going to happen. And I know that that doesn't always happen on every
But
show you go on or
The
something.
potential's there.
But I'm always hoping it will.
And
'Cause-
because of people like you, the beauty industry is 100% different. It is super inclusive, super supportive. It's wonderful. But back in the late 90s, these traditional classic brands didn't know what to do with us, I think.
Yeah.
And the industry didn't know what to do with us. But like Women's Wear Daily, different publications, they were supportive, and they wrapped their arms around us, and they help us build what became, this new beauty world. And so there have been a lot of innovators and amazing people. Jenny Fine being one of these amazing people at Women's Wear Daily. But anyway, there's some fabulous people out there and some amazing makeup companies. So I don't want to give the impression that, it's negative at all. In fact, it's the opposite. But it's just back then. I don't think they knew what to do with us,
No.
Yeah.
You're a little rebellious.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
the
And they're like,
rebellious.
who are these kids?
They didn't know what to do. with
Glitter?
you.
What are you doing? Probably. I can just imagine. And I understand
Glitter
it.
in your eyeshadow?
I understand
We
it.
would never.
Never, darling, never.
That's absurd.
What Fifth Avenue address do you have, darling? I'm like, I'm working out of my garage, sister.
I can't.
New York? What's New
can't.
York?
I can't. I'm literally crying.
Oh, gosh, we have a good time. We have a
too
good
much fun. One thing that I adore about you is that you also work directly with your spouse for all these years. So, like, what is that like? Because I do the same. So,
It's amazing. I wouldn't be able to do anything I've done without Jeremy. Jeremy is the other side to my coin, my favorite person in the whole world. And in fact, he's the thing I protect the most. So throughout our 29 years together in building Two Face, we'll never put our relationship out there for sale. We will never risk it or jeopardize it in any way.
Yeah.
I cherish him more than anyone on the planet. He's the best person I know. He's the smartest, most incredible person. I get a lot of the accolades a lot because I'm like the creative one, but if it wasn't for Jeremy, we'd be nothing. I'd be eating, cat food, working the circus circuit or something. Who the hell knows? I know, we get it. And we're so blessed to have met the loves of our lives early enough and to become power couples or whatever you call it and kind of change the world together.
Yeah.
And isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And you know that you can trust them more than you can trust anyone. You can rely on them and they'll protect you. And there's none of that fear that I feel some of my friends who don't have that and are running companies have to carry a burden we don't have to carry.
Whenever I think of you guys, I just think of love. I
Aw.
think that you guys were so lucky to find like the loves of your life and you complement
Yeah.
each other so well. Like your differences are each other's strengths.
Yeah, it's true.
And it just fits like a puzzle piece, like a yin to your yang.
It's true.
Like, and that's something that's so rare these days. People search for that. People go on all these
know.
dating apps. They go through,
I
they put themselves
know.
through hell and back
I
trying
know.
to find their person. And I feel like you guys have found that and you guys are so romantic. And something I just love is that you guys love
Yeah.
and you do some of the most romantic things for each other that I'm just like, and it just like restores my faith in romance
Yes.
and humanity and
Yes.
love. And one of the cutest things, can I say this,
I don't know.
is okay,
Go ahead.
when you guys, the mantle. Can you tell us the fireplace
Oh,
mantle
so
story?
Rose
It's
talking
just
about-
so romantic.
In my bathroom, in our home, I have this beautiful vintage marble mantle. And it is a mantle from the Plaza Hotel, from the room where Jeremy proposed to me.
Where he
He proposed to me, and we got married in 2008 because we could. It wasn't an option before. And he had this beautiful proposal at the Plaza Hotel with peonies are my favorite flowers. And there was 1,000 peonies. And there was, from the elevator door, there were rose petals leading into the suite. And yes, and he proposed down on one knee. It was beautiful. And he got me, when the Plaza had a restoration project, he got me that mantle. And now it sits in my bathroom.
How did they ship it in? So that
In a huge
mantle-
crate, yes.
They literally, you guys, I can't even
Yes.
express. This is so romantic.
Yes.
Where he proposed, they shipped in the actual fireplace
Yeah,
mantle.
the marble
and
mantle.
now it's in your home.
It's in my home.
That is
I know.
romance. Mike, take
Special.
notes. Listen
Take
to this
notes,
episode.
Mike. You listen.
Please listen to
You
this
got a
episode
good
and
one.
take notes. And Mike and I have been together for over 10 years, and
Wait, what are those? Are those wedding bells?
I
Wait,
would
do you hear the-
love
do you
for
hear the
those
wedding
to
bells?
Be wedding bells, and this is just a funny joke. We've talked about it a bunch, but
I
that
know.
we talk about marriage and we want to get married, and then we'll have a blessing happen. Like we'll have the HBO show came up or the Food Network show came up, and then so we get busy with that, and we're like, okay, well we'll do it next year.
Let me tell you why.
And I keep putting it off because we keep having these blessings, but I'm now it's just a joke in
There's
our family.
always a reason not to. You've got to make it a priority and just make it happen. If you're waiting for the perfect time or for the perfect space, it's never going to happen. You have love. You guys are one of the best, most amazing couples we know, and everybody agrees. You're perfectly paired. You're perfectly matched. You built this incredible world together.
It feels like that yin and yang. The other thing I'd like to say is that some people have told me don't go into business with family, or, some people can't work with their partners.
Yeah.
And I understand that for a lot of people that may be true.
Yeah, most.
But for me, I'm such a free spirit. I'm such a creative person that I really need that grounding force in my life.
But I also think you found someone who loves you, adores you, and wants to protect you, and also has this incredible talent that he brought to yours.
Yeah.
And you complete each other, and you make each other better. And I think a lot of married couples or romantic couples don't necessarily do that. And
It's rare.
we're blessed.
It's so rare.
We wouldn't be us without them. It's
Yes.
true.
Marriage note, we gotta talk rings. Okay, so
Yeah.
you
Yes.
and I think, have very similar jewelry tastes.
Yes, we've talked about it, Mike.
Okay, so I love Elizabeth Taylor's taste in jewelry. My icon is Elizabeth Taylor.
Me too.
Yes,
Bro, I can't believe we haven't talked about this.
She's
Do you know that I own the
underrated.
Do you
What
know
is going on?
I own the ping pong diamonds. Yes.
I'm dead.
Jeremy got me the ping pong diamonds at auction. Yeah.
Wait,
Yes!
wait.
Let me tell you, he proposed to me. I didn't tell you this part. He
Wait.
proposed to me with the ping pong diamonds. Okay, we have to talk about this for a second. Well, a replica. Okay,
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
so do you know the story of the ping pong diamonds?
Yes.
So, for everyone who doesn't
For
know,
everyone who doesn't know,
Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor had
Oh my
this
gosh.
fiery, crazy, insane love story.
okay, they met when she was Cleopatra.
Oh, honey.
In the original Cleopatra.
So they're in like a stot or somewhere,
Yeah.
and they're filming a movie, whatever. And he wants to play ping pong, and she's like, "No." And he's like, "Elizabeth, play ping pong with me." She's like, "No." And he goes, "If you win, I'll buy you any diamond you want. I'll take you down the little road. I think it was Van Cleef and Arpels to the little jewelry store, and I'll buy you anything you want." So they play ping pong, and she wins. Whether he lets her win or not, we don't know. And so arm in arm, they walk down to the little jewelry store, and they open the door, and he's like, "I want to buy Elizabeth a diamond, but it has to be flawless and perfect like her." And so they bring out all these giant diamonds, and she chooses a set of 3 little tiny diamond rings that are a stack. And they're called the ping pong diamonds. And she would wear them on her pinky. And when people would say,
She
"Elizabeth,"
wore these everywhere.
yes, they're iconic. And when people would say, "Elizabeth, let me see your ring," meaning the 33 karat diamond, she would show them the ping pong diamonds and go, "Aren't they gorgeous?" So I'd already had a larger diamond. So in 2008, when we could get married, he had a replica of the ping pong diamonds made, and he proposed to me with that. And then in 2011, when everything went up for auction, he bought me the real ones, and I own them.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'll show them to you.
Jerrod. Okay,
Yes.
here's the thing.
Yes.
Can I touch them?
Yes! You can put them on.
Okay, but no, I can't damage them. I'm scared.
What are you gonna damage? What are you gonna do? Go like
if
bull riding in them? You're fine.
If I damage Elizabeth Taylor's rings,
They're already damaged, and that's part of it.
I will put myself in
Listen,
jail.
one of the
I will
prongs-
never forgive myself. I will be in a deep depression
Listen.
for the rest of my life.
They're perfectly imperfect. One of the prongs is they lived a life, and that's why I love them so much.
Jerrod,
you're
I'm
gonna
not
wear 'em.
joking. You'll have to check me into an institution. If I ever thought I damaged her iconic,
No, it has her
ring,
energy, Ron. You have to try them on.
I literally would. I would check myself into. I'd be like, give me the electric chair. Screw.
Okay, now that you say that, I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
I lost the ping pong diamonds for a year. Wait, this is a true
my God.
this is a true story. So we had a flood, and we had to move out of our house
couldn't
within
fu-
like 24 hours.
I couldn't function.
I didn't know this, but I thought they were in the safe. They weren't. And yes, like 5 months. Listen, 5 months later.
This is the most
This
ridiculous
is horrible.
thing I've ever
I'm telling you the
heard
truth.
in my
Nobody
life.
knows. Nobody. Candy doesn't know
can't.
this story.
I can't.
Nobody knows this story.
I can't.
I assumed they were in my safe. When we moved back into the house, I opened up. They're not in there, and I'm freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
I've lost the ping pong diamonds.
Elizabeth's-
Yes.
Taylor.
I lost the ping pong diamonds, and for a year they're gone. And like in Vanity Fair, her granddaughter, they interviewed her, and she was talking about the ping pong diamonds. It was a whole thing, and I thought, I'm a horrible person.
Oh my God.
So I hired we moved back in.
Investigator.
No, I hire
a detective.
an amazing organizer named Amanda.
Okay.
Wello is her company. She's fucking amazing. I hire Amanda. I don't know her yet.
Bring in the big guns.
And so I told her I lost
Check
my, and I
every
didn't,
cushion.
but listen, I didn't want to tell her it was Elizabeth Taylor. So I said, I lost my grandmother's diamond rings. If you find them, I'll give you $10,000. They're not worth a lot. I'm like, well, they're not worth a lot. I mean, you know. And so within an hour,
they are.
I get a call within a fucking hour. They were rolled up in a Madonna concert t-shirt in my underwear drawer. I don't remember doing this. Yes. So now,
How did those end up there?
I don't know. But it happened, and I felt horrible. But they're safe. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Somebody asked me that if they could be a part of an exhibition touring, and I said no, because I'm like, They're not leaving. They're fine. They're
We've
here.
already lost them once.
They're fine. But I'll let you try them on. And it's magic. So,
Oh, yeah.
because of
let's
my
do
love
that.
of diamonds,
Yes.
and Jeremy, he's so sweet. He had a Cartier diamond ring made for me. And because
It's gorgeous, you guys.
amazing, and because I want to keep everything clean, because I'm a clean freak,
Yeah.
I would clean it every single night. And then I found out that jewelry cleaners had been made with ammonia and alcohol, and they were toxic, and they could damage your diamonds if you left
Ooh,
them
I
in for a
hate
certain
that.
point. So Jeremy and I went on a quest to make a clean, sustainable, non-toxic, super powerful jewelry cleaner.
Is this how you made drunk
That's why Diamond Drunk is. That's why we created Diamond Drunk.
See,
And this
now
is
I've been
Diamond
tipsy.
Drunk.
I said it backwards because I'm a little tipsy.
It's fine. So this is Diamond Drunk, and it comes in this beautiful container.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And it comes with these non-toxic, very powerful diamond detox concentrates.
Mhm.
You fill that diamond detox concentrate.
So Diamond Drunk is basically a luxury cleaner for your jewelry.
For
but
jewelry,
you can do
yes.
it at home. You don't have to bring it to like a
No.
professional cleaner.
No,
which is kinda nice.
and don't. It's meant to be integrated into your skincare routine. So I created this little crystal coaster
Love.
where the vessel sits right on top of.
Love.
In case there's any spillage,
I
it
have a
won't hurt
pink
your
one
marble.
and a black one. I have
Yes,
two.
ma'am. I reinvented the cage. So a typical cage of a jewelry cleaner would
Show
have
me
the,
everything.
So it would have the post in the center. It wouldn't hold brooches or big bangles.
Yeah.
I offset it, created a little hook for your rings to hang your ring on there. There's a detachable earring holder, but you put it in, you pour your
Oh,
concentrate
cool.
in, fill the rest with water,
Yep.
and you're good to go. Every night before you go to bed, you put your jewelry in here, put your diamond ring in here. It's a glorified
You
jewelry
do
box
this every night?
every single night.
Okay, I gotta be honest.
So, honey, can I tell you?
I'm
can I
gonna be
tell you
honest
something?
and don't judge me. I'm kind of a once
I'm
a
judging.
month kind of a girly.
I want to tell you something.
Okay, then
Want a statistic? You want a statistic?
Yes.
In 4 days, your rings, watches, earrings, and bracelets that you wear every day have more bacteria, grime, and filth than a public toilet seat. Most times, food poisoning comes from your jewelry, colds, viruses. Through COVID, we learned the importance of staying clean. I created Diamond Drunk, so it's got 4 different beautiful fine fragrances.
Are you serious?
Yes. So you pour the elixir in, concentrate in, fill it with water. Every 2 months, you dump it out. It's the safest dish soap to go down the drain. It won't hurt anyone.
You can use the same elixir.
You use
like
it
the
for
same-
2 months or 3 months till it's dirty. You can even store your diamonds and
You told me
platinum.
that because I've been doing it wrong.
What were you doing?
I was doing a new solution every time.
Bro!
This is why we need to talk.
No, you
because
fill it with water.
I'm dyslexic.
It'll
so
last for
I
2 to 3
literally
months.
thought-
No.
So I was doing the same thing, and
Well,
I was
it'll
like,
last for a year.
Why I gotta buy a bunch of these? So I bought all
No.
these elixirs.
No!
because I've
bro.
been doing a fresh one every time.
Bro.
I've been doing a fresh one every time.
You only dump it out when it's dirty. You only dump it out when it's dirty.
I hate myself.
And you can even store jewelry in here for weeks, months at a time. It won't harm anything.
You fucking kidding me? I went
Bro.
online. I ordered all of these.
What do you think it's like 20 bucks a clean?
Yeah, because
No.
that's cheaper than when you have to bring it in to get
No, and
professionally
I'll tell you why
cleaned.
you don't
So
wanna
I was
take it
like,
in.
that's way better.
You know those vibrating machines? They loosen
Yeah.
prongs. They loosen stones.
Oh, I
it's
know
not
that.
good. It's
I know
100% not toxic, 99.5% natural origin. And the only reason it's not 100 is because there's a fragrance stabilizer. The active ingredients come from soda ash mined from a Snake River in Wyoming, coconut, corn.
Whoa.
It's all natural and it's more powerful and more effective than those toxic jewelry cleaners of the past. Do you want to know why it's called Diamond Drunk?
Yes, tell me why.
Okay, so
Okay.
Jeremy and I have been blessed to be brought into this like high jewelry world. Like we're friends with the House of Chanel.
Yeah.
We're friends with the
What
House of
about
Cartier.
Cartier?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they were at one of your events.
Yeah, so we're friends of the house.
Beautiful necklace. It
Yes,
was
ma'am.
to die for.
So when I get around really amazing, crazy diamonds and jewelry, and
Yeah.
there's too much around me, I start getting like lightheaded. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting diamond drunk. I'm getting diamond drunk. You know, I have to sit down.
Yep.
And one of the Cartier executives said, you should name something that. And I was like,
Diamond Drunk.
I should. And so I won't say who, but some of my friends from some of the biggest houses of jewelry help test and make sure that our Diamond Drunk concentrates are safe and effective.
That's amazing.
Yes. I use my friends. I call in favors. So if you want,
Tested by the best.
honey, if you want your diamonds to dazzle and clean, because clean diamonds look bigger than dirty. If you want to make sure you're safe and, you know, there are no germs. You want to always know where your rings and earrings and things are because you shouldn't sleep in them. You shouldn't just put them in a box or a ring dish because it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Put them in your Diamond Drunk every night. You're going to be living a whole more dazzling light.
Jerrod, I love this because I gave one to my sister.
Yeah.
She takes her ring to be cleaned because she has 2 baby boys.
Yeah.
Very active life.
Yes.
She gets real messy. I
Yeah.
mean, she's cooking and cleaning and changing diapers and poopies. You know, it's a lot. Now, Molly,
Yeah.
now we know
Molly,
how to do it.
put it in every single night when you go to bed. When you wake up, give it a little rinse. I created a cashmere cloth cloud, a vegan
It is
cashmere
so
cloud.
soft. I brought
Yeah.
it. Molly, give it to me.
It absorbs all the
This.
water. So listen. And
Jesus,
oh
Molly.
my God. She's a killer. Listen, also what I love. So this absorbs the water and you rinse it. But also keep one in your bag. It's the perfect polishing cloth throughout the day to give the perfect sparkle.
It doesn't get fuzzies stuck in there. So
It's loopless. It won't pull on any prongs. There's no loops. It's softer than cashmere.
That's the thing about the prongs.
It'll pull.
Because they get
get
pull,
pulled.
especially if you have a regular towel or washcloth. Don't do it.
Don't do
Use
it.
one of these.
It's loopless. This is magic. It also cleans sunglasses perfectly. Anything that you want like that.
Really?
Yes, I keep them all over. They're all over my house. But yeah, they're perfect. So that's Diamond Drunk.
Okay, you guys go check out
DiamondDrunk.com. It's also at
I know how to
Nordstrom.
use it. So.
At your local Nordstrom or DiamondDrunk.com.
Really? Is it? It's at Nordy's?
Yeah, it is.
Congratulations,
Jerrod.
Jerrod! I didn't even know it was at Nordy's.
It is. But you just call me. Every time you want to clean your ring, I'll give you a new Diamond Detox.
I should have done that because I bought so many serums. I mean, I'm stocked for 10 years, basically.
You're so cute.
So, are you ready for the next segment of the show?
Of course.
It's new, and it's called Relationship Advice. We actually got a phone number for people to call in with their relationship questions.
Oh.
And then we will do our best to answer them. I thought, who better than Jerrod? I've turned it up all the way. Here we go.
Okay, hey. So I am 20, and I still have not been in a relationship ever that has lasted longer than a month. That was in like middle school. And now I'm so scared to get in one because I'm so inexperienced that I don't know what to do. Because every time I go on a dating app, I'm like, well, I'm just leaving these people on now because I've never been into anything. So now I'm just like lost.
I think you sound so sweet, so perfect for anyone who's really looking for love. I wouldn't change a thing about yourself. What I would do is put yourself out there. If apps aren't your thing, connect to your friends, see if they know anyone. Just put yourself out there. Go out, meet people. Do not change a thing. You are so sweet. That innocence is so rare and beautiful that you're going to find love. And when you do, that love is going to be ready for you and cherish you because you're so sweet and you're so unique. So although you might be rare because it sounds like, you haven't really had a lot of experience, but I also think that rarity makes you super, super special. So I would just say, don't hide, pop that bubble that you're in that we talked about being in a bubble, put yourself out there, go out there, meet people. You sound charming. You were very articulate. So just go meet people, start friendships that could blossom into romances. And don't have a checklist in your mind. They've got to be this. They've got to be that. Let all that shit go and just go meet heart to heart with someone. And I think that you'll be fine. But it sounds like you could easily kind of want to hide and want to pull back. Don't allow yourself to sabotage yourself because you got to put yourself out there.
I will say from my own personal experience, I've dated people who are very experienced, very charming. They knew all the right things to say. They knew all the right things to do. And they turned out to be jerks.
Yeah.
When I was dating. Yeah, players.
Uh-huh.
Like the guys who, they're too good. Like that. And I will say when I met Mike, he was very endearing to me because he was very inexperienced.
And sweet.
Yeah. And
genuine.
I will say that he was very, very similar, I think.
Yeah.
And he had only dated one person before. Like he was just so innocent and so sweet. And I was really drawn to that.
Yeah.
And I just loved that about him. That was something that we really connected on.
Special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we love you. Don't change a thing. Just put yourself out there.
Do not change a thing. Put yourself outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Dating apps aren't my thing either.
I've never been on. I don't even.
I've never been on one. I
either.
met Mike before they came out, and I think I would get devoured. I think I would just get used and abused. I think that they would I don't think it would be a good fit for me. I'm still very old school. Like I like to meet people through friends or friends of friends or just meeting in everyday life. So
Are there any dating apps that aren't about like just hooking up, but are really about finding somebody that you want
I
to fall
think
in
that
love
there's
with?
a few. My aunt met someone on Match.com.
Okay.
And she got married.
Oh.
And they were married for over 20 years. So like
just make sure you're looking for a relationship. And when someone,
Yeah.
and if you do meet someone, don't give the milk away for free. Because if that's all they're looking for, you don't want that. Like, make them earn it.
oh, I like that.
When I met Jeremy, we were in our early 20s. Jeremy was 20. And as soon as I met him, I felt, oh my God, you want to hear this weird story when we met?
Yes. Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
God,
tell me
this is
everything,
so
tell me
true.
everything.
So the night I met Jeremy, okay, so I met him through friends, and I had no reason to even think any of the thoughts that I was thinking, but I'm sitting on his couch, and I heard this voice speak to me, like God spoke to me and said, Jerrod, pay extra attention. Don't let this guy pass you by. Don't let this moment pass you by. Focus, pay attention. And I did. And I never, ever felt like that or heard that voice before and never heard it since. So something kind of hit me where I was like focus, because I could have easily just kept being goofy and moving by. And so also I think that's something like
Yeah.
you feel something. So stay in tune to that.
Like Jeremy was the same age as the person who just left us a voicemail.
Yes, exactly.
Like so young. And
Yes.
also don't feel pressure to find your love right now. I found my love later in life as like later 20s.
How old were you?
I was 26,
Mid-20s.
27. Yeah, I was in the later 20s.
Yeah.
But, and I had fallen in love before then, but it wasn't my person. It wasn't forever.
So when you say you had fallen in love, do you think it was more infatuation, or do you think there was actual real love there?
I think that I fell in love.
You did? Did
I
he
think
fall in love with you?
Yeah, I think it was a true love. I just don't think that we were on the same page. And I think there was a lot of issues that were wrong from the start. But when you love someone, I think sometimes you overlook those.
Did you love him, or were you in love with him? Because that's different.
I don't know.
You probably just loved him.
Just love.
Yeah, because love is different than being in love with somebody, don't you think? It's much deeper. It's much more like physical, in your bones. Like when Jeremy and I were first together, I didn't know what to do with it. And I had never dated anyone seriously. So I actually broke up with him in this one moment because I was
No
like,
way.
this is too much. This is too heavy. I don't know what
Yeah.
this, And so it was so young and stupid. And he got so upset. He had lived in San Francisco. So he got in his car and he drove away. And I felt this sense of such panic, physical panic, that I didn't know what it was. I was like, what's happening to me? Like, I
part of
felt
me is
sick.
leaving.
And I got on a plane and I flew to San Francisco the next day, and we've never been apart. But I didn't know what real love was. I didn't know what it felt like. I didn't even understand it, But when he left, I felt like my whole world, my whole future was gone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's deep. A big thanks to Jerrod and everyone listening to the podcast. This has been so much fun. Now we are going to film an extra little video for members only. So, get ready, stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.